The boys kept listening as the box played the rest of the message.
I'm currently stranded. The boat I was on was attacked while sailing through Summer Strait and sunk. Me and a couple crew members managed to escape on a small rowboat, and we've made it to an island called Titus Island. From there, we walked to the walled city of Barrisgate, where I was able to get this message out. Could you get a couple friends together and sail our boat down here? There's silver in the safe below deck, enough to pay a small crew and fill the fuel. Sail fast and stay near the coast. Danger in the seas. I'll explain more when I see you. Love you, bro.
The hand crank stopped spinning and the recording ended. The boys just stood there.
I thought something was off. Normally, he's only gone for a week, at most, when he goes out fishing. It's almost been 2.
Beach guy said.
How far is Titus Island?
Asked Wesley.
Maybe we could be your crew.
He added.
No, Wesley. We're only here to check in, remember?
Cooper said sternly, elbowing Wesley in the ribs.
I don't know how far it is. You guys want to walk with me to the ship? I need to look at my dad's maps.
Beach guy asked.
Yeah, we can at least help you map it out,
said Cooper. The boys began to walk up the sandy beach to the shipport, through the familiar maze of galleons, sailboats, and fishing vessels. Beach guy unlocked the door to the captain's quarters. The boys quickly checked on their belongings, their weapons and cloaks from the last visit. They were still in the closet where they left them. Wesley held his crossbow tightly in his hands, gripping the smooth, dark wood, remembering the battle against Captain Crassel on their last day here. Cooper drew his saber and looked over the shiny, cool steel metal. The double sword emblem with vine engravings rising up the blade from the guard. Beach guy sat down at the table and pulled maps and journals out of a drawer and began to study them. The boys walked over and looked over Beach guy's shoulder. Titus Island was a big island west of Petya, where the watchmaker they had visited last time lived. Barrisgate, where James said he was, lied on the eastern side of the island. Wesley scrolled through the captain's journals. Under T, he found a couple pages on Titus Island, named after Titus the Titan, a large giant that lived in the middle of the island in a massive stone castle. Wesley read a few pages more about Barrisgate and how it played a pivotal role in the last pirate war. The Sword Alliance were able to defend Summer Strait using flying Pellin crews stationed there and a cannon the size of a galleon named Tiny. It could demolish entire ships for miles, the book detailed.
How far is it?
Cooper asked.
Only a couple hours from Stoneville. Should arrive by nighttime if I leave soon.
Come on, Coop, can we go? James would have done it for us.
Wesley pleaded.
I mean, maybe a quick trip would be okay. We're coming right back?
Cooper asked.
Yeah, straight back to Summer City after we get James. Promise.
Beach guy said with excitement in his voice. Wesley had a point. If they were in trouble, James would have helped them out, Cooper thought.
Okay, let's do it,
Cooper said. Both Beach guy and Wesley smiled,
yes!
high-fiving each other. Beach guy grabbed a bag of coins from below deck and went to the market to grab some supplies and food for the trip. He gave Cooper and Wesley some coins and asked them to go to the end of the dock and pay for more serve and fuel. The boys put on their cloaks to not draw any attention. Despite the extra guards and security, there were still spies around the city. Beach guy warned them to use even more caution than before. Word had gotten out that Corinna's watch is real. And now, there were a lot of bad men who would do anything to get their hands on it. Cooper and Wesley walked down the main dock to a small shop with an open window. A kid, a little younger than Wesley, was sitting in the shop window reading a book.
Is this where we buy servant fuel?
Yeah, this is the spot. How much you need?
The boy asked, putting his book down.
About a half of a bin?
Cooper said, reciting what Beach guy had told him to say.
Okay, one sec.
The kid got off his chair and walked over to a big barrel. He began to scoop the golden fish scales into a smaller wooden tub that sat on a rusty scale. He lifted the tub off of the scale with some effort and put a lid on it, sealing it with a small hammer. He dragged it by a rope that was attached to the bin to an open door on the side and set it down. For his age, this kid was pretty strong, thought Cooper. The boy came back to the window.
That should do it. 5 silver, please.
Wesley was holding the bag of coins Beach guy had given to them. He fished out 5 silver coins and handed them to the kid.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your trip. Watch out for the ghost galleon. I heard it sunk another ship just a day ago.
The kid said.
Yeah, we've heard about it. Has anyone found anything else out?
Nothing really, but SA soldiers are hunting everywhere for it. Shouldn't be long before they find something out. Who knows? Maybe it really is haunted.
The kid said with a curious smile. The boys said bye and left the shop,
sailing.
each grabbing a side of the tub of serving fuel as they hobbled back to the ship. Beach Guy was already on deck, up on the mast untying the sails. The boys opened the fuel bin and began scooping the new fuel inside.
Ahoy, guys! Look where I found on the way to the market.
Beach Guy called down to them. A familiar voice called out to them from behind a barrel.
My friends!
It was Stuart, the singing balloon friend they had met in Drendon.
Stu!
Wesley and Cooper both exclaimed, running over to him.
I heard from Beach Guy that you guys were going on a little adventure. You don't mind if I join, do you?
No, not at all.
Said Wesley.
The more the merrier.
Cooper said. The boys caught up with Stu as they prepped the boat to leave. In the months that had elapsed, he had written some new songs and had been performing at local open singing events, using a harp he had found discarded in the local dump. The boys were excited to hear him perform his songs at some point. The sails were now out and the fuel was kicking in. The ship started navigating out of the city port. The boys stood on the stern and looked out over the horizon, breathing in the hot, salty air. One more adventure, Cooper thought. Just one more, as he pulled the pocket watch out of his pocket and looked it over. Back on land, a cloaked figure stood on the beach watching the boys leave. The figure used a long spyglass, his focus on Cooper. His focus drifted down to Cooper's hand and the pocket watch he was holding.
Aha, there we go.
The voice said. The figure made his way to a small nearby boat on the dock and picked up a little black recording box. He flipped a switch and began to turn the handle as he spoke.
The kids are back and are with the beach kid. They have the watch. I was able to get eyes on it. I'll follow on my ship and try to get more information on where they're going.
The hooded figure finished recording and opened a cage. He took a colorful bird out and tied the black box to the bird.
Fly now, my birdie friend. To Mundra. This message is for Drykus and only him.
The bird nodded with a high-pitched squawk, understanding the order, and took off into the sky. The figure let his sails unfurl as he loaded servant fuel into his fuel cylinder. His eyes on the boy's brig in the distance now.
Where shall we sail to today, my friends?
He mumbled to himself as he closed the fuel lid and began to sail slowly away from the city port.